about unleashing the entrepreneurial potential in automotive engineering. But a lot of try to bring some out application. Uh, uh, some of who are from aerospace. Um, my topic of the today's event is going to be unleashing entrepreneurial potential in automobile engineering. Once again, welcome to the seminar. This presentation will explore the key strategies for engineers to drive the innovation in automotive industry. What is an entrepreneurship? The entrepreneurship is basically an art of identifying an opportunities. Wherever you get an opportunity, you need to identify you take a calculated risk, and finally, we should end up creating value through innovative solutions. And these innovative solutions can be applicable to a product, process, or any project. And coming back to the mindset of an entrepreneur, we always look for an identifying opportunity. We always take a calculated risk. They drive the innovation, and this innovative mindset will help the entrepreneurs to create to solve any creative problem. Also, the strategic thinking also one of the key aspects of the entrepreneur. Basically, an entrepreneur basically they should be an innovator. They should have the skills. They should have the leadership potential, and assertiveness should be very much important. They should be assertive whenever it's required, and they should also have the subject knowledge about a particular what they need to do. They should have a proper strategy and they should have a proper goal. When it is related to strategy, it should be a technical strategy or a sales strategy or marketing strategy or financial strategy or operation strategy. Coming back to the Indian automobile industry implementation, so we have various types of manufacturer with respect to the two-wheeler segment, passenger car, commercial vehicles, or a three-wheeler sector. This is basically by vehicle type, by fuel type. When you're going by a fuel, you have the diesel, gasoline, CNG, LPG, electric, and others. And finally, you're going for a region wise, north, south, east, and west. See, whenever you go for any industry segmentation, which you go to target, okay? And entrepreneur basically, what they have to do is first they have to go for a broader area. Automobile is very broader. Aerospace is also very broader. You have many companies. You have many OEMs. You have many direct companies. Direct companies. You have many startup companies. You have many set organizations. You have many uh, uh, service centers. Okay. So you have to understand which area you are going to target first, and then suppose you are taking the vehicle category. Even there, you also people into many aspects like is it going to be engine category or is it going to be electric vehicle or is it going to be CNG or anything. So that should be all different category. And again, you are going to divide it in which area you are going to target. Like, are you going to do your business in south or north or east? Okay. And again, this also depends on your financial strategy. Also, the customer, how many customers you have. Okay. So this is where, and again, even if you want to target some other customers, mostly your region, people invest financial aspects also comes as that. That's where you can take some calculated risk as well. But at the same time, you should have some knowledge about the particular area, what you are going to do for the business for that particular area, the particular These are some of the opportunities that is available for test running and study of market. Companies they look for the market analysis people. They need some understanding of market. That way it becomes now they will analyze the market the year 2025 and they give the complete roadmap. Okay. They give the complete report. Based on that report, they will take a decision. Go for investing the second or not. They will try to give the need, demand, what the customer wants. And they will also try to give the report with respect to the gap, what is the company's plan, and also the customer. You would have always there will be a gap. Okay. I am interested to manufacture the two-wheeler worth 1.5 lakhs, but the customer want two-wheeler 75 of gap, almost 50% in the cost. So they will try to understand what is the gap between the manufacturer and the customer. And they try to give some solutions. That's why even opportunities are there for in the entrepreneurs. And they will also give some trends as well. And again, there are a lot of opportunities with respect to design, manufacturing, and after sales service, both in automobile and also in aerospace. So these are all the areas where the entrepreneurship opportunities are there, like new vehicle technologies, aftermarket products, and providing a lot of new innovative sustainable transportation solutions that take under advanced, not transportation vehicles. Consulting service, it is where many bioengineering aspects consulting for they do a lot of consulting research. Like, there are companies like ECG, PwC, yes. They give solutions, they give solutions to many OEMs and many manufacturers, respective risk management or respective value management consultancy. And also you have opportunities with respect to automotive components. Training and education programs also good areas where data points and material seems to develop the lightweight and eco-friendly. Uh, the entrepreneurs can also tie up with other industries such as technology-based companies or energy-based companies or the training-based companies as well. So the entrepreneurs should always look for a user-centric innovation. The innovation should be such a way that it should be towards the customer point of view. That they will try to define the problem, they will define the solution, they will give a solution to the problem, and they will come up with some of the prototype where it will help the entrepreneurs to emphasize with it. And they always try to integrate the technology with artificial intelligence, augmented reality, also the IoT, and also the autonomous. So these are the process of entrepreneurship. First, the entrepreneurs they will identify the opportunity and they will evaluate the opportunity and they do some research about opportunity and they study the opportunity. So opportunity is available everywhere. Um, and they have to see which area they are going to evaluate and which area they are going to target. Area they have to do deep research. It's not the primary research alone. You have to go for primary research, secondary research. You have to go narrow down to the maximum level. We always need to ask why questions and you have to go for narrow level. You have to see the feasibility of that particular ideas what you have created. And you have to develop that ideas, concept development, and then you have to develop your business plan for that. Then you should look for a resource. This is more challenging one. When I say resource, make some support respect to the financial aspects from your contacts. Contacts can be from your relatives or friends or some financial institutions, or you can tie up with some of the companies, scale companies. Uh, and even if your solutions are much more better, tie up with people, or you can get a solution providers to them, and they will be supplying to many bigger way. And you can implement next after resourcing, you should be see we again this is also one of the problem. Like so, for example, even though if you get money, sometimes what happens the implementation become lost. Uh, no, even if you implement what you want to do is your market product and process the service what you want to do. After marketing or after implementation, then again harvesting is nothing but your whatever you have invested the money that you will do. Okay, so most challenges lies starting from resourcing to harvesting. Okay? So we need to put a lot of effort to get the resources, like the funding. Uh, that's where again a lot of strategies comes into and implementation strategies, manufacturing operation strategies, and the service sectors. This last three is very much complicated at the same time. You need to put a lot of effort as well. And you have the various financing for a startup business like self-funding, where it can be the bootstrapping or can get it from friends or families. And you have the sourcing called financial sourcing called angel investors, where they go with high net worth individuals investing in these stages and the mentorship and expectation analysis to the companies. You also have a venture capital where they provide a funding for a startup in terms of equity, in exchange of equity. You have seed, Series A, Series B, different stages they have. And the last one is crowdfunding, where a lot of online platforms to allow the startup funds. You have the reward based, equity based, donation based, debt based crowdfunding. And the other areas, like bank loans, can apply, and it can be the term loans, or it can be the capital loans, or the government sponsored loans. And we also have the government schemes like Startup India, MSME schemes, present as the data. We also have the corporate investments where partnerships or corporate venture get some of the grants by the government, by NGOs, or by the private organization. Okay, and again, you can have some industry specific fund. Okay, the funds related to only funds related to aerospace application, different electrical manufacturing goods, electronic manufacturing goods. Specific industry will have specific funds, and peer-to-peer lending, and trade credits and convertible notes. Those are all the sources of funding. There are a lot of government policies there. Stand up India, Skill India, where you go for Kaushal Bharat, Kushal Bharat. Also go for federal. We have NSDC, which is nothing but National Skill Development Corporation. Make in India, Digital India, NEA, which is National Entrepreneurship Award, where the government encourages young entrepreneurs or startup India. We have a seed where science for equity empowerment, and a lot of government policies to enable the entrepreneurs to target on these areas. We have a lot of government schemes as well, like PMMOI, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, Atal Innovation Mission, New Gen Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Center, and you have the Credit Guarantee Scheme, First Development Scheme, MSME Market Development Assistance, NITI Aayog develops support to establish the incubation centers. Even a lot of institutions, universities, they have the incubation centers. Even you have a lot of R&D centers which you can tie up, and then it will be a mutual benefit for the entrepreneurs and also for institutions. And the government measures and initiatives is also being taken for upcoming entrepreneurs using various plans like automotive and they also have tie-up. They also support some of the manufacturers through FAME, through and ACMS scheme like automotive investment. We are making their skill development initiatives, motion schemes. And I was mentioning about the emission technologies going from BS4 to BS6. For that as well, government of India. And, they also measure some of the things where they provide some support to the startups. And you have PLI, which is nothing but which is for a OEM and also for the auto manufacturing companies. So these are some of the latest measures taken by the government. Extension of the FAME scheme until March 2024, basically for electric vehicle manufacturer and approval of $1 million for almost 7,432 big fast charging system for the electric vehicle. You have a Dolera semiconductor city for manufacturing the semiconductors. National policies on biofuels started to. You have the NCAP, and you also have the flexibility. You have the vehicle static policy. The static can be tested to the vehicle or even a battery. And the government of India is also allocating 21 crores to support the electric vehicle and buses. So you also need to look for some innovation specific to these areas. That's where really important for the environment. The ADAS is also one of the main area which many of the software-based companies they yeah, good advantage of bringing the best ADAS. And also we have the coming areas like blockchain technology for automotive. And these are all the other areas which we know already. Even the fuel cells is also one of the upcoming area where they have been applied for a two-wheeler, three-wheeler, and also for some of the utility vehicles as well. Okay, what I was looking is how we can apply the value engineering and also the management consultancy in the field of uh, aero specification or the automobile ethics. So here we need to understand the function. You have to create a problem solving approach and look for analysis. You could always look for some continuous value. This where a lot of scope are there for entrepreneurs. The benefits here, interested in automobile or aerospace, is will help to enhance the product performance and it reduce the enhance the customer satisfaction and it also promotes the innovation. It also streamlines the process. The only problem here is getting the business to the how we are going to get the business. That is where the gap lies between the entrepreneur and the company. Uh, it's not that whatever we think, we can, because the big companies, the people in the big company. Again, when it comes to business, getting the order, doing the work, getting the work done, that's where some gap lies. Uh, this is one of the challenges that normally any big entrepreneurs also face. Even when you're taking the Ratan Tata groups or Mahindra groups, they're not going to sell their vehicle to all the people who are there in India. They themselves have the different markets there. They also have a lot of, but being the limelight itself is one of the biggest task that entrepreneurs have to put forward. There are a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of startup companies which they are always still in a very initial stage. So it's very important to be the limelight. That's where you also need to have a lot of backup fund. In the limelight, you need to have the strong, you have the strong technology, you need to have the strong network. So it's also a concept with a lot of challenges. And again, the design aspect is one of the very important things that again here there are challenges here. Where the big OEMs do not give the confidential data to the third party. Say for example, if you want to do some of the uh, design solutions to the research R&D companies like ISO or DRDO, they will not give. They will not be giving the drawings or they will not be giving the technology to the third party. So these are some of the challenges when you come, even when it comes to the private companies. Um, that's where some of the challenges are there because the confidentiality. There are some challenges, but at the same time, there are many companies where they outsource this design uh, and they also go for some lightweight modular design application function related as well. This value engineering can also be applied for a manufacturing process. When you manufacture the process, we have various applications like mixed process, we have die casting, we have sheet metal operations, okay, you have casting application, okay. You have various forging you have, okay. We have lot of manufacturing stages, stage one, stage two, still raw material, good definition. Where you can also look for the cost optimization, where you can reduce the manufacturing, the overall cost can come down, uh, can be applied to any industry. How you are optimizing the manufacturing process, how you are going to reduce the input cost, how you are going to automate it, how you are going to have the quality differently components. So there are a lot of challenges that we need to that this comes in. And you can also collaborate with supplier, you can collaborate with the quality team. You need to have the proper standardization. But manufacturing process, you can also apply a lot of tools like DFM tools, design for manufacturing, design for the quality, design for reliability. You can apply those things. And you can also apply TRIS methodology. TRIS is like the theory of implementive solutions. You can also use that technique even to achieve the idea. Apart from function analysis, you can go for a TRIS analysis. You can use by any aerospace company, automotive companies to get some of the new ideas. There are some case studies where they converted the, the light duty means not an nano parts and looking at the future with respect to automobile, you can also incorporate the digital technologies. You can leverage the value engineering to develop eco-friendly and also the sustainable mobility. And we can go for global collaboration as well. These are all some of the startups that are available in India, like Star Motors, Eider, Art Deco. These are some of the innovative automotive startup in India. There are some of the automotive business again, like auto interior shop, lubrication oil retail shop, or car wash business, vehicle license, hotel service. So we have a lot of opportunities, but that's why you need to see which area you want to target, and you have to go for a research about that particular area. Then you have to create not just a basic research. You have to go in-depth research. Then you have to prepare a business plan. Then you have to start resourcing, get the resource of whatever it is, and then you have to go for a implementation. When I say implementation, the real business starts. Then you go for any where harvesting comes in, and even you can have for a driving school or mobile repair shop or replacement. A lot of opportunities are there. But selecting the particular area is very much important. And these are some of the least touched automobile companies companies ideas in India like luxury car manufacturer, electric vehicle startups, sports car brands, autonomous vehicle companies, especially vehicle manufacturer. So I think down the line after 10 years, a decade, these autonomous vehicle companies they will have a very good future. Now this stage, like 2020 to 2030 is the one where electric vehicle will be very major. And still beyond that, electric vehicle will be ruling better. But trend will may change where we will be going towards autonomous vehicle. But there are a lot of challenges. But again, now itself, a lot of companies they started investing onto this autonomous vehicle. This is also one of the good areas where we can target. We have 1.6 billion people. India GDP is going to be 7.1% in the year 2027, and the EV sales is already reached 84,000 in India, and we are in the third place with respect to the global automotive, and we'll be ruling after 2026. And we have a lot of good jobs in the automotive sector where almost 1.9 crore people are getting jobs. These are some of the market challenges. Supply chain disruptions, changing the customer keeps on changing their preference. That is also one of the challenges. Increasing competition, rising input cost, and regulatory challenges, infrastructure challenges, economic growth. These are some of the challenges for your internet. So while you're going for a financial strategist, you need to assess the funding record. What is your requirement of the funding? How much? And you have to evaluate the startup stage. You should also understand the risk. What is the risk involved in that? And you should find out the research financing options. Always consider the investors' preference. Build a diversified funding portfolio. There are a lot of applications where you can look for the funding aspects. And you can also engage with the advisors and also mentors. And you can negotiate the favorable terms and also you can monitor and also adapt some of the. You can also look for some market expansion and scaling by your proper prompt strategies that you are going to develop. You can see some of the success story where the Tesla started from a small garage. Now they are the leading global electric car leaders. And you can see the brand of Tesla is better to the promise what they make and they build a story. They create a lot of innovative ideas. They created a lot of purchase moment and they had a lot of happy experiences as well. You can see the revenue of Tesla, how it is getting increased. And coming back to the story of Tata, now they are a star not only in India. They also developed a lot of markets, also the market size is higher. And now they are 26.90 billion companies. They have almost 59,000 employees working for Tata Motors. And you can see the revenue of Tata Motors. Business model is very important when you even for a startup. What you are going to target, better to well, what is your area of target? That is important. Uh, what entrepreneurs are contributing to the society is that they create a job creation, they go for a good economic growth, they create new ideas, innovative ideas, they create a wealth, social impact, industry, industry research, globalization, leadership and mission. And they also create a legacy and also the inspiration. So we go with a graduate degree and then go for a postgraduate and this is the different stages normally we go. means many few people they go with the entrepreneurs as a level. So in conclusion, I can say by unlocking the entrepreneurial potential with engineering, you can foster innovation, you can drive the economic change, you can also drive the growth of the country. There is going to be the mobility. And we can apply this management consultancy principle. We can also apply this value engineering areas into this business, automotive and aerospace. Go for building a vision for an India. India is going to be zero emission for this on the country. We are going to be completely electric vehicle from 2070 onwards. We also have on Federal Nation with games from the top three economies in the world by 347. But I look forward to any of your queries.
I, on behalf of the NSR College of Engineering, that's